Hey, good morning. My name is Tara B, and I am so happy to be going live today, specifically for the Carver County Library. Want to make sure that we're up and running. So, looks like we are. I got the go to sign. Love that. Thank you, Susan. Um, so, I want to get started this morning. Here we are in May, day before Mother's Day. And I'm so happy that the Carver County Libraries is doing this and allowing more people to see this. And I would love to know if you want to comment where you're watching from today, maybe who's watching as far as like, are you watching with your family or just at home? I'm assuming you're home. We all have been home a lot, haven't we? But anyway, my name is Tara B. I have sung for the Carver County Library at different locations before. I've been at the Victoria, the Waconia, and the Chaska Library. So it's nice to be coming live into your home today. I want to encourage you, if you know any of these songs, please, please, please be singing along at home. And if you have things like instruments, or your kids have something, or maybe you can make something into an instrument, I encourage you to do that as well, because that's what can kind of make it fun. This is kind of my sorry shaker. Doesn't have a lot of shakes in it, but anyway, we're going to get started. I do want to say that part of the reason that I am able to do this concert today through the Carver County Libraries is because of the funding with money from the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. So thankful to you guys to being willing to do that for us, to be able to fund this project and this live. I want to get started, so let's do it, all right? Here we go. This is a song that Mr. Gene Kelly sang long ago, and I guess it's supposed to maybe rain later today here in the metro, so who knows? Here we go. Do 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 do. I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling! I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart, and I'm ready for love. Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from their place. Come on with the rain, I've a smile on my face. I'll walk down the lane with a happy, happy refrain. Just singing in the rain. This is where you can dance. Come on, kids. Actually, adults can too. Do any of you have tap shoes? I wish I did. I'm dancing in the rain. I'm happy again. I'm singing and dancing in the rain. Do 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 do. Hey, I see somebody I know on here right now. Sandy, good morning. If any of you else are wanting to be a part of the discussion or throw some emojis up, please feel free to do that. I always love when people are willing to participate even in the comments. You can even comment if you're just feeling kind of blah today. That's okay. I know that in this season, and especially in Minnesota, we tend to we can feel that way when things have gone on for a long time, not just with the pandemic, but sometimes when there's colder weather or we've waited for spring for so long. We do have color though, so I'm grateful for that. Okay, I'm going to go on. This is from The King and I. Whenever I feel afraid, I hold my hat erect and whistle a happy tune so no one will suspect I'm afraid. I strike a careless pose and whistle a happy tune, so no one ever knows I'm afraid. The result of this defection is very strange to tell, for when I fool the people I fool myself as well. I whistle a happy tune, and every single time the happiness in the room convinces me that I'm not afraid. Now I'm going to try to whistle. You want to try with me? It's kind of low. The result of this deception is very strange to tell, for when I fool the people I fear, I fool myself as well. I whistle a happy tune, and every single time the happiness in the room convinces me that I'm not afraid. Make believe you're brave, and the trick will take you far. You may be as brave as you make believe you are. You may be as brave as you make believe you are. You know, it's hard to whistle low, but it's a lot easier if you can whistle higher. Have you ever tried that? You know, there are some people that are amazing whistlers. Maybe you're one of them. How many of you like to whistle? If you like to whistle, put it in the comments. I'd love to see it. See who's a whistler. My dad is a total whistler. And actually my brother Jeff too. They can both, when they whistle, it's just this really full sound, and they can even do these little trills. All right. I love the old songs of the past, and this is a jazz tune that was written long, long ago in the 1930s. It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around and finally found the somebody who could make me be true, could make me be blue, or even be glad just to be sad thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be me, might never be cross or try to be boss, but they wouldn't do. Nobody else gave me a thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, a wonderful you. It had to be you. Oh, even be glad just to be sad thinking of you. Some others I've seen, they might never be me, might never be cross or try to be boss, but they wouldn't do. 'Cause nobody else gave me a thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Sandy, that's you and your husband's song? Oh, that's awesome. I love that. It's such a great song, isn't it? Okay. I need you guys' help at home. You're going to have to sing along with the song. Well, you don't have to. But even though I'll just have to pretend I hear you, I would love to really be hearing you right now. But this is a song that none of us are being able to sing right now as far as on a field, because it has to do with baseball. Anybody like baseball? If you like baseball, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear. Do you miss seeing the Twins? I know there's so many things that we're probably all really missing, but I don't want it to be a horrible thought of missing. And so we're going to sing a song. It's often sung at the ball game. This song is over 100 years old. Hi, Elaine. Nice to see you. Okay, it's called Take Me Out to the Ball Game. I bet you know it. Here we go. Take me out to the If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're up at the old ball game. Okay, that was just a warm-up. We're still maybe in our morning voices, right? Here we go. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root, root, root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. What is it? For it's at the old ball game. I told you I needed your help. I hope you were singing along because, kind of fun to do that. And especially when we have to miss it right now. All right, couple things. You know what I think is so cool? So the library, I have to say this about libraries in general. I started going to the library when I was, a wee little thing. I am so grateful for my mama who took us kids. I have 2 older brothers, and she would hike us over to the library probably once a week at least. And I first remember it when we lived in Wilmer, Minnesota, and then in Alexandria, Minnesota. I remember there too. And all through those years, I have had such a love for reading and books, and then also even records. I know, I'm old school. I'm that old, actually. But it was always so much fun and exciting to go to the library. We even had, I remember when we were living near Alexandria, but sometimes we couldn't get into town because we were in a smaller town, and they would have the bookmobile would come. And I thought that was so great because it would come to our little Garfield and would have this, this little vehicle with the books. But anyway, what I love about even Carver County Library right now, and I live in Carver County, so it's great to be a part of, they probably have done it every year, but I was aware of it this last year where they did winter reads. And it was a program to encourage us to read during the winter. And I took part in it. And I wrote some reviews of books and stuff, but I thought this was so cool. I got free socks. And they actually say on here, winter reads. So it was great to have that from the library as an incentive. And the other thing I was going to show you was just, when I talk about books, some of my favorite books as a kid were like the Chronicles of Narnia. And this is The Voyage of Dawn Treader. And I know it's not a library book. It's because I like it so much I own it. But here's the deal. Love libraries because it's something that gives us an opportunity to read so many things. And one of the series I read was way back when the Hardy Boys and also Nancy Drew. Loved those growing up. Encyclopedia Brown. I mean, there's so many great ones. And that's why I really, still to this day, love libraries because it gives us this chance to be able to read for free. What an opportunity. What an opportunity. What a gift. Okay, I'm going to take us into some other folk songs. And some of you may or may not know these songs, but hopefully some of you will. This is actually an old German song, and I thought maybe in Carver County there might be enough German heritage that you guys would know this one. And all you have to sing on the chorus is Ja. It goes like this. Du, liegst mir im Herzen, du, liegst mir im Sinn, du, magst mir verschmerzen, weißt nicht, wie gut ich dir bin. Now you sing Ja, 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 weißt nicht, wie gut ich dir bin. Ja, 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 weiß nicht, wie gut ich dir bin. Another one. So, wie ich dir liebe, so, liebe auch mich. Sie, die zärtlichsten Triebe fühle ich allein nur für dich. Here we go, ready? Ja, 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 fühle ich allein nur für dich. Ja, 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 fühle ich allein nur für dich. Okay, this is the English verse. And if in the distance you my face should see, then leave your resistance, wed me, how glad I would be. Yeah, 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 wed me, how glad I would be. Yeah, Here's the other cool part about libraries. If you want access to learning other languages, you can check out CDs and videos, and it's a beautiful thing. I've done that too at libraries where I've learned bits and pieces of languages just from checking out the materials. So here's another one. This is a combination of two Spanish ones. And the first one is about a dove. It's called La Paloma. And the second one is about La Cucaracha, which I hope that I never again see a cucaracha. I lived in Los Angeles for a year, and I only saw one, but it was a big cucaracha, and I never want to see one again. So here we go. Yo soy tu paloma blanca, tú eres mi pichón azul. Arrímame tu boquita para ser curru, curru. Here's the dove. A la jota jota, que baile Jesucito. A la jota jota, que baile Jesucito. A la jota jota, que baile Jesucito. Curru, curru, curru. Are you ready for the cockroach? Here we go. La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar porque no tiene, porque le falta marihuana para fumar. La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar porque no tiene, porque le falta marihuana para fumar. Here we go. La cucaracha, running up and down the house. La cucaracha, quiet as a little mouse. Oh, he gets in trouble, a lot of trouble, snooping here and everywhere. La cucaracha, he always keeps the cupboard bare. That little la cucaracha. Have any of you ever seen a cockroach? Hope not. Oh, yay, more people. Chuck Young. Did I go to high school at Jefferson and Alec? I did, and now my high school no longer exists. That's so sad. Sandy, you love the Narnia books and Nancy Drew books. Yes, yes, reading, love reading. And Marlene, you knew the first verse of that song. I love that. I figured some people would. Okay, I'm going to take you now back to some other old Broadway songs from the past. And this one is about having tea. And I realize normally at this time of the year, because of Mother's Day, there might be a lot of teas going on, like people having tea. And I know probably not this year, you'll have to do it virtually, right? I want to officially say, though, happy Mother's Day to you, mamas. I just count it a privilege of having just a wonderful mama myself. She's still alive. I won't be able to see her because she's up in Alexandria for this Mother's Day, but hopefully maybe in the next months or so I'll be able to touch base with her in person. But happy Mother's Day to those of you who have kiddos. And you know what? I'm going to say happy Mother's Day to those of you who have been like a mother to people, because I know I'm not a mother. I have a furball baby, but don't have children, and yet sometimes it's the ability to have being a part of a child's life, like my niece, my nephew. Those are wonderful experiences too. So bless you, ladies, today. And we're going to do some tea. Here we go. Picture you upon my knee, just tea for two and two for tea, just me for you and you for me alone. Nobody near us to see us or hear us, no friends or relations on weekend vacations. We won't have it known, dear, that we own a telephone, dear. Day will break and you will wake. You'll start to bake the sugar cake for you to take, for all the boys to see. A family, a girl for you, a boy for me. Oh, can that song is old. It goes all the way back to the 1920s. Can you believe that? That's crazy because when I think about that now, that's almost 100 years old. So, crazy time. All right. I know that a lot of kids like the musical Annie, and I actually did too, and I still do. I think because it has such a sweet spot of this orphan girl who was just looking for a home and love, and it's always resonated. I just think it's so precious, and I love what happens at the end of the movie. So, hey, Dave, nice to see you here too, and Chuck, and all of those, and those who I don't know your names. I'm so happy you're joining me today. If you don't know who I am, my name's Tara B. I live here in Carver County, and I'm so happy to be doing this for the libraries today. So happy they were willing to put it on, and that the Minnesota, now I forgot what it was called, the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. For some reason, that doesn't flow off my tongue very well, but I know that they've been sponsoring it, and I'm so grateful for that they're doing that. Okay, so I want to sing from Annie. This is where she is dreaming, really kind of dreaming of who her own parents might have been. It's called Maybe. Maybe far away, or maybe real nearby, he may be pouring her coffee, she might be straightening his tie. Maybe in a house all hidden by a hill, she's sitting playing piano, he's sitting paying a bill. Betcha they're young, betcha they're smart, betcha they collect things like ashtrays and art. Betcha they're good as can be. Their one mistake was giving up me. So maybe now it's time, and maybe when I wake, they'll be there calling me baby. Betcha he reads, betcha she sews. Maybe she's made me a closet of clothes. Maybe they're strict, as straight as a line. Don't really care as long as they're mine. So maybe now this prayer's the last one of its kind. Won't you please come get your baby? Isn't that a great song? So well written. I love things like that. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for joining. Hi, Kristen. Lisa. So great to have you aboard this morning. I appreciate you guys tuning in because I know there's actually a million things you could be watching this morning, and including Netflix and Disney Plus and all those. So thank you for tuning into the library and also to Tara Brisky Music, which is who I am. All right. You ready to put on your dancing shoes? Maybe you need to use like a drum. That kind of thing. I wish I could play drum at the same time as piano, but this is an Irving Berlin song, one of my favorite composers. And if you ever saw Young Frankenstein, you would have known this song too. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Are you ready? I'm putting on the Ritz. Different types who wear a Daco pants with stripes, or got a Waco perfect fits. Here we go. I'm putting on the Ritz. Strolling up the avenue so happy, all dressed up just like an English chappie. Very snappy, come let's mix with Rockefellers, walk with sticks or umbrellas in their midst. Here we go. putting on the ritz, dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper, a super duper. Come, let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks or umbrellas in their midst. Ready? I'm putting on the ritz, putting on the ritz, putting on the ritz. Last time, putting on the ritz. Yeah, such a fun song. I hope you were dancing. This is another old Southern song I'm just going to go right into. It's about this bread that's supposed to be like super good and good for you. Put on the skillet, put on the lead. Mama's gonna make a little shortening bread. That ain't all she's gonna do. Mama's gonna make a little coffee too. Mama's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. Mama's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. Now there's a couple of verses to this one. 3 little fellers lying in bed. 2 was sick and the other almost dead. I sent for the doctor. That doctor, he said, you just feed those children that shortening bread. Mama's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. Mama's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. Well, I slipped up to the kitchen. I slipped up the lead. I filled my pockets full of that shortening bread. I stole the skillet, I stole the lead, and I stole that cute guy who was making shortening bread. Mama's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. Mama's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. One more verse. This is what happened. They caught me with the skillet. They caught me with the lead. And they caught me with that guy. He was making shortening bread. I paid $6 for the skillet and the lead. And I spent 6 months in jail eating shortening bread. Mama's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. Mama's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. I know, it's a really silly song, but it was written in the late 1800s, and it's kind of fun to sing. Okay, this is a song that I remember. It's from Guys and Dolls, but what my memory of it is actually, my one aunt is on here today, Marlene, but my other aunt, Myrna, I remember her talking about singing this, and she sang it for like my mom and I, but she was saying that she sang it to her grandkids when they were little. And I can see how that would work because it's called A Bushel and a Peck. So you guys might know this one. I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck, a hug around the neck, and a barrel and a heap, a barrel and a heap, and I'm talking in my sleep about you. About you. 'Cause I love you, a bushel and a peck. You bet your pretty neck I do. Doodle-doodle-doodle, doodle-doodle-doodle, doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. to do now the verse of this one. Here we go. Well, I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, though you make my heart a wreck. You make my heart a wreck, and you make my life a mess. You make my life a mess, just a mess of happiness about you. About you. 'Cause I love you, a bushel and a peck. You bet your purty neck I do. Doodle-doodle-doodle, doodle-doodle-doodle, doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. Isn't that just kind of sweet? Kind of a sweet song. Okay, kids, if you are at all, well, it doesn't even have to be kids, but I gotta find this thing. Where did I put my little, uh-oh, maybe it's not on the floor by me. Here it is. I knew I had it. These are kazoos, and kazoos, they cost, I think where I got this one, it was like 99 cents. It's a great instrument to play. That's all you have to do. So this is a song that's an old folk song. You'll probably recognize the melody of it, and then I'm going to play the little kazoo on it. It's called When Johnny Comes Marching Home. If you know it, sing it. When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah, we'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah. The men will cheer, the boys will shout, the ladies, they will all turn out, and we'll all go down to see Johnny come marching home. Now, if you happen to have a kazoo, there you go, ready? It's kind of hard to hang on to. When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah, we'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah. The men will cheer, the boys will shout, the ladies, they will all turn out, and we'll all go down to Johnny come marching home, and we'll all go down to Johnny come marching home. I know there's different words to it sometimes, just depending on where it's handed down from. A lot of those old folk songs, they get handed down many generations, and sometimes the words change a little bit. So I find that with many folk songs. And I'm going to do this one for you as well, just a verse or two, another folk song that got handed down. And depending what part of the country you live in, you might know this with a banjo in it or a wash pan in it. It goes like this. I come from Salem City with a wash pan on my knee. I'm going to California, the gold that's for to see. Well, it rained all night the day I left. The weather, it was dry. The sun's so hot I froze to death. Brothers, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. Well, I'm going to California with the wash pan on my knee. I soon shall be in Frisco, there I'll look around, and when I see the gold lumps there, I'll pick them off the ground. I'll scrape them out and clean, but boys, drain the rivers dry. A pocket full of rocks bring home, brothers, don't you cry. Here we go. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me, when I'm going to California with the wash pan on my knee. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. Well, I'm going to Louisiana with a banjo on my knee. I had to throw that one in. And I know there's other places that people are traveling to as well. Okay, I've got time for just a few more songs. We're almost done here. This is one that's another folk song. I like doing folk songs because, we don't really get a lot of places to do them or hear them done. And which, by the way, you can still get CDs, DVDs, sheet music in the library of these old folk songs. I have often checked out from the library some of the old, like the Reader's Digest books and some of those others that have been great with these old songs that, frankly, I've forgotten about since I was a child. So this one is Alaweta, which I'm sure you know the tune. And what I found out is normally people thought this was a French folk song, but it comes to pass that they think it's more Canadian French versus French. And what's happening in the song when they're naming parts, je te plumerai la tête and la bec and la cou. I hate to say this, but it's in the days of when they would butcher a goose or something like that, and they'd be plucking and the feathers off of it. So here we go. Ready? We'll put our French hats on. Alouette, jonte alouette, alouette, je te plumerai. Je te plumerai la tête, je te plumerai la tête, et la tête, et la tête. Oh, alouette, jonte alouette, alouette, je te plumerai. Je te plumerai le bec, je te plumerai le bec, et la bec, et la bec, et la tête, et la tête. Oh, alouette, je te alouette, alouette, je te plumerai. Je te plumerai la cou, je te plumerai la cou, et la cou, et la cou, et la bec, et la bec, et la tête, et la tête. Oh, alouette, je te alouette, alouette, je te plumerai. Je te plumerai. Thank you, Madeline. I'm so glad you're on here today. That's wonderful. Alrighty. Well, I want to get us back into a little bit of that swinging or dancing mode before I end. And this is a song that, I don't know, I think I learned 10 years ago when I was singing with the BZ Girls, but it's a song from the 1950s. Many people have made it well known, and it is a song called Sway. So this is one where you might want to shake something, move your feet, dance, etc. Here we go. When rhythm starts to play, dance with me, make me sway, like the lazy ocean hugs the shore. Hold me close, sway me more, like a flower bending in the breeze. Bend with me, sway with ease. Then you dance, you have a way with me. Stay with me, sway with me. Other dancers may be on that floor, dear, but my eyes will see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we sway, I go weak. Other dancers may be on the floor, dear, but my eyes will see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we sway, I go weak. Hear the sound of violins, longings before it begins. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. I'm sorry, you guys. I realized my piano was so close to my computer, it was shaking the computer, and you're probably like, stop! There was no earthquake. Don't worry. Oh, a little crazy. All right, I have one more song to do, and I wanted to include this one just because I find it to be a very comforting song from my past, but it comes to us actually from the Congo. Many of you probably heard this growing up, maybe even around campfires or church youth groups or things like that, but it's simply Kumbaya, which means come by here. And I love it because it's about it's just kind of a prayer, and what a good time for that, right? So here we go. You can sing along. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord. Kumbaya. Someone's praying, Lord. Kumbaya. Someone's praying, Lord. Kumbaya. Someone's praying, Lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord. Kumbaya. Someone's singing. Someone's singing, Lord. Kumbaya. Isn't it good to sing? Someone's singing, Lord. Kumbaya. Makes our hearts lighter. Someone's singing, Lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord. Kumbaya. Someone's crying, Lord. Kumbaya. Someone's crying, Lord. Kumbaya. Someone's crying, Lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord. Kumbaya. 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 Well, with that note, I want to say thank you so much to all of you who came to spend some time with me live here, and for those that watch later. So appreciate you. I appreciate the chance to sing. Thank you, Carver County Libraries, for getting the technology worked out to be able to do this. And I would guess too that they would love to hear from you, to know that can they do more of these things, because with kind of the indefiniteness right now of not knowing when in-person concerts are going to happen, this is really a fun and blessed way to do it. So again, thank you, Carver County Libraries. Thank you to the group that sponsored this. And thank you for showing up today and being a part of my day. I so appreciate it. If you want more information or just to follow me, I'll put a link in here to my newsletter. But otherwise, you can just like my page, Tara Briskeet Music, and keep in touch with me that way. I would be so honored if you did that. Thanks, you guys. Have just a blessed weekend. Happy Mother's Day again. And hopefully, we'll all be seeing each other back here on these airwaves, this broadcasting. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye.